What about his human rights? When he is not convicted of any crime, there's no verdict. The presumption of innocence against him stands. Absence of a decision of a competent court, an individual is deemed or presumed innocent. He is innocent. Diba? That's the punto, mga kababayan. Why is it that detractors, adversaries, critics are already expressing to different social media platforms their point of views that indeed the former president is a criminal? He is not a criminal. He's the best president that we ever had. He is a hero of today's time in the era where technology paved the way for better understanding of Filipinos, what's happening politically on a national level to the Philippines. That's what this man is. That's what he did to the country. He opened the eyes of millions of Filipinos. Why is it that until now, isn't that a prejudice with respect to the pending filing submitted by the defense team sa appeals chamber, that the jurisdictional matter isn't even resolved yet, but you already set the confirmation of charges hearing? What charges should be confirmed when in the first place the ICC do not have jurisdiction over the Philippines? You do not have jurisdiction over us, and yet you want the charges to be confirmed? You cannot even grant an interim release of an 80-year-old man, frail, as how it is characterized by the defense team, the shadow of who he was.
Shout out sa Reaction Vlog YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Okay kayo.
Oo. Sabi ni Conti, mantakin mo, ikaw Christina Conti, mantakin mo, totoo yan. Sabi ni Christina Conti doon sa isang interview na baka daw ang pangalan ni VP Inday Sara ma-mention during the deliberation or ganito ganyan. The ICC, the Office of the Prosecutor, already released a supposed confidential information that they categorize as co-perpetrators of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, allegedly. Nowhere in that list the name of Vice President Sara Duterte can be seen. So why are you expressing a very, very political point of view, perhaps politically motivated statement, na baka ma-discuss ang pangalan ni VP Inday, ganito ganyan, when she was mayor, ganito ganyan. Ano naman ang koneksyon doon sa mga kaso na charged or hurled against the former president? Kasi gusto niyo lang talagang ipahid lahat sa mga Duterte. Yan yung punto diyan. Sir, pagkasabi ni Inday, marami kami supporters. Yes! Lahat ng mga OFW, tayong lahat, lumaban tayo hanggang sa dulo. Hindi pwede na magtulog-tulog kayo sa pansitan. Magpa-register na kayo sa kanya-kanyang embassy natin. Doon, ipakita natin ang pagmamahal sa ating bayan, that we exercise our right for suffrage, for choosing who will be our leader. Ana,
for the sake of future sa atong mga youth.
correct. Nalingaw ko sa pisa tigilog, laban lang yung bahalag palwag. Correct, Lex. Ana na siya. Ano gud taong maulot? Ang importante na makaginawa pata. Oh, di ba? Correct. Louis, dear Tate Digong, we wanted to thank you for mentioning you love the Filipinos, special FW over the world. Exactly. Ami Fidileno, correct. Laban, love from Switzerland. Yes, ma'am, kayo mga taga Switzerland, yes. Magpa-register na po kayo, ma'am, sa embassy natin, sa embahada natin para tayo ay makaboto sa 2028. Good luck na lang talaga sa mga bangag. Hello, ma'am Emulete. Yes, ganon. Hindi nyo magpapildi sa ampun ni Satanas, correct. Hindi tayo magpapatalo. Hindi ngayon, hindi bukas, hindi kailanman. Today is the day na tayo ay lalaban para sa bayan. Ang daming nangyari ngayon, mga kababayan, ngayong araw na ito, to be honest. Oo, si Tatay Digong lang ang nagpakita ng malasakit sa pagmamahal. Yes, exactly. Nagpakita si PRRD ng malasakit para sa mamamayan, lalo na mga FW, lalo na yung panahon ng COVID, no? Pag nauwi ka, lahat, pwede niyong sabihin, pwede niyong gawin, pero pinakita talaga ni PRD na mahal niya ang mga FW. Covered lahat ng gobyerno. Pag nakauwi ka, anong tawag doon sa COVID na time? Magpaano ka? Ano ka ba? I-quarantine. During your quarantine, i-quarantine ka, libre lahat. 'Di ba during the time ng PRRD? Kasi mahal niya talaga ang mga OFW. At saka, alam niyo ba guys, tayo mga OFW ang rason bakit si PRRD ayaw niya talaga sa droga kasi most often than not, lahat ng mga nagdodroga ay anak ng mga taong nasa abroad, yung pamilya nila, hindi nila magabayan ang kanilang mga anak, kaya nalulong sa masamang bisyo. Nakikita nila ang pamilya, ang parents, halos mamatay na doon sa abroad, pero yung mga anak nila nalulong pa sa droga. Yung sakripisyo nila na parang nawala na lang din, kaya gusto niya talaga na ma-okay ang buhay ng future generation of Filipinos. That's the reality. And kaya maraming sumusuporta sa war on drugs sa mga OFW kasi yung mga anak nila nag-okay, nagbagong buhay. Totoo man yan. Hindi yan haka-haka mga kababayan. Quarantine, oo nga. Ibalik ang tapang. Correct, ibalik ang tapang at malasakit. Totoo yan. Kasi kung wala kang tapang at wala kang malasakit, ano pa what kind of a Filipino you are? Hala, parang naririnig ko yung boses ko. Naririnig ko ba? Hello? Oh? No, parang nag-echo siya. Hello? Parang nakikinig ang ICC. Huy, hello? Oh, hello? Diba? Parang nakikinig ang ICC. Oo. At sa ICC, sa ICC, kayo, in the International Criminal Court, if you are really a court of justice, you should have given the former president the due process that he badly deserved. The manner that he was brought to the custody or to your custody is highly questionable. The extraordinary rendition when the former president was brought onto the plane by no less than operationalized by the current administration, specifically prepared a chartered plane for him to be brought to The Hague. And he was not even accorded the due process because when the lawyer invoked Rule 59 of the issuance of a warrant or whatnot, when it requires presentation to a competent judicial body, it was never followed. You should have returned the former president to the Philippines and let it be tried before our local courts because according to the Rome Statute, the ICC operates under the doctrine that if the local courts of a sovereign country no longer functions or cannot render justice to the same, then the ICC can avail of or can have jurisdiction to the effect of the crimes committed before the land. But you do not have that because that is basically the doctrine of complementarity. If you have respect to our judiciary and the magistrates, who by the way, studied in premier universities and they're very much competent to judge the cases if this were even filed before our local courts. But you disrespected the Philippines because we are a developing country. Yes, I am talking to the ICC mga kababayan because naririnig ko yung boses ko. Parang, Duterte! Parang nag-e-echo yung boses ko sa loob ng ICC. Di ba na, parang naririnig sila, hindi man ito ganito before. Bakit ngayon parang naririnig ko na yung boses ko na parang naka-microphone pa sa loob? Parang nire-record na nila anong sinasabi namin. The office of the prosecutor rendered no possession doon sa disqualification of the external legal representatives of the victims. Why? Because you do not want to party to what seemed to be what? Hindi nyo ba naiisip na, tinagalog ko tuloy. Didn't you even didn't you even take into consideration rather, that perhaps these are all cases that have been peddled by detractors of the former president, the president of a sovereign country? Oh, naririnig ko talaga yung boses ko, gang. No? Parang nag-i-echo siya, parang ano siya. Inyo lagi gibian mga visitors sa Duterte. Nandito, uy. O ano yan, Duterte Street man ako. So, baka makulong na ako next time. Bukulong na si Alvin, guys. Sa loob ng ICC. You have no shame. You have no shame of what you have done to a former head of state of a sovereign country. We are not under any way, shape, or form a colony or under the jurisdiction of an international tribunal who, by the way, has an issue of being highly political, taking political position of those who are in line with your political point of views. The Philippines is a sovereign country. We are free people. We are a free country. We have our own institutions and we have our own constitution as well. So why in the hell would you exercise jurisdiction on us? You have no jurisdiction sa amin. Aguroy. Oh, narinig guys. Kaya narinig ko yung boses ko guys dyan, oh. Parang ano siya guys, parang ini-echo na nire-record na siguro nila ba ano yung pinag-uusapan dito. So i-English natin para malaman nila. Can you imagine the position of the palace? That if you're going to issue a warrant of arrest to the alleged co-perpetrator, they are saying that they are going to allow the capture and the surrender of these individuals without even giving due process to those who were alleged co-perpetrators of the crimes. They were not even informed of the nature of their crimes. That's what you have done. When the former president was surrendered to your custody, the lead defense counsel asked you to postpone the initial appearance. You did not even grant that. Why? Because you want him to be prosecuted. You have allowed yourself to be used in a politically motivated act of incarcerating a former head of state of a country which has 118 million inhabitants. Let me remind you that our forefathers fought very hard for the liberty and the freedom that we're supposed to enjoy. No foreign power should be dictating how we deal with our internal issues, and that should have been expressed boldly by the people who are supposed to be in power right now, but they didn't do that because the Dutertes are political enemies, nemesis. They are the balakid sa mga gusto nilang gawin sa buhay. So hindi ako pwedeng tumahimik na lang. I cannot stand idly while my country is being destroyed by people who actually have a lot of issues, particularly mental incapabilities because of supposed using of illegal drugs. When no less than the sister of the sitting president made it public, made it known to the whole world that you have been rehabbed. Hindi ka pa rin naayo. Animala ka. And yet you sit inside the palace, the house of the people, comfortably, even though you do not even know what you are doing. My goodness. Yan. Ang kakapal ng pagmumukha ninyo. Yan man yan. Wala, hindi pwede yan. Hindi pwedeng ganun. What you did was insult. You have insulted our judiciary, which by the way, is very much capable of dealing this very complex matter. You have insulted the sovereignty of our country. And to those who have cooperated to surrender the former president under your custody, they are complicit of making known to the whole world that the Philippines is no longer independent, that the Philippines is no longer a sovereign state. Ang kapal ng mukha ninyo. If you are listening, record it. Ganon. And let it be, ipaulit-ulit yung i-play doon kung hindi pa tama yung sinabi ko. Ganon lang yan. Oo. Unsa? Wala lagi mo chika-chika lagi. Hindi naman mong bitok-bitok ang mata. Uy, naunsa naman ni? Oh. So man sa telekinesis inyong chika. Anak rana. So now, speak in English, Alvin. They are listening now inside. Oo. Uy, totoo yan. Kasi guys, naririnig ko talaga guys dito na part. Diyan na part, parang may microphone. Naririnig na, I'm pretty sure na naririnig naman sila. Yes, that's correct. Those who cooperated are criminals, ICC, correct. Why is it that until now, isn't that a prejudice with respect to the pending filing submitted by the defense team sa appeals chamber that the jurisdictional matter isn't even resolved yet, but you already set the confirmation of charges hearing? What charges should be confirmed when in the first place the ICC do not have jurisdiction over the Philippines? You do not have jurisdiction over us, and yet you want the charges to be confirmed? You cannot even grant an interim release of an 80-year-old man, frail, as how it is characterized by the defense team, the shadow of who he was. Ganon. Why do you keep on insisting that you have a sovereign, you have a jurisdiction over us when you don't? Ano? Why are we even going to the nitty-gritty of the charges hurled against the former president? When in the first place, if you have issues with the former president's performance or allegedly what he has committed, file it in our local courts. Why do you need an external body, a foreign institution, to render its decision on something that they completely do not even understand? You do not understand you do not understand our society and how our society function in general. We Filipinos we are a developing country. We are subject to what we call feudalism. A feudalistic behavior where the elites and the oligarchs control our economy. They control almost everything. And we, ordinary Filipinos, we cannot even say anything at all. Are we supposed to just abide by what these elites and oligarchs wants us to do? Just because they have the power? That's what you do not understand. You are saying that the former president killed thousands of what you characterize as extrajudicial killings. Well, I definitely do not agree. Perhaps I can be alone in my conviction. But if this resonates to thousands, if not millions of Filipinos, that should say a lot about what our position are, or what our position is as a country, as free people. That's the point of view there, ICC. You want us to go to the technicalities of what these charges are what these charges are with respect to what's filed before the court. But let's go first and resolve first the jurisdictional issue. Because up until today, wala pa. There's no decision as of yet. Hypothetically, if we are going to the confirmation of charges hearing, and then, indeed, because of what a politically motivated action this is all about, you're going to confirm the charges hurled against the former president. And what if later on, the appeals chamber will decide, hypothetically, that indeed, as far as jurisdiction is concerned, we do not have jurisdiction over the Philippines. What are we going to do now? Are you going to then declare void ab initio the decision of the political chamber 1 with respect to the confirmation of charges hearing? But how about the fact that the former president has been already incarcerated for almost a year? What about that? What about his human rights when he is not convicted of any crime? There's no verdict. The presumption of innocence against him stands. Absence of a decision of a competent court, an individual is deemed or presumed innocent. He is innocent. That's the punto, mga kababayan. Why is it that detractors, adversaries, critics are already expressing to different social media platforms their point of views that indeed the former president is a criminal? He is not a criminal. He's the best president that we ever had. He is a hero of today's time in the era where technology paved the way for better understanding of Filipinos, what's happening politically on a national level to the Philippines. That's what this man is. That's what he did to the country. He opened the eyes of millions of Filipinos to what these elites and oligarchs have done and subjugated to our country. He's the only man who asked the oligarchs to pay for their dues. In days, they were able to settle billions, if not trillions of pesos. If it weren't for him, we will not be even Be proud of our Filipino identity. But you did not put that into account. You were complicit of putting the Filipinos down because you want the Filipinos to remain dumb. You want to manipulate the Filipinos to be just okay, partying to the mechanisms of being poor and poor until we die poor. Well, surprise, surprise, we will never be poor anymore because we are rich in our hearts and in our mind, that we know in our hearts that we only have principles. And the principles, if you have that, if you hold on to it, you are richer than anybody who possessed all the material things in this world, because that's what matter, our humanity. Ana rana. Ana rana mga kababayan. Ay lang ni, ay ginoo ko. Ana, yun na. That's the problem. That's the problem with institutions such as the ICC. Did you bother to go the documents that were submitted as supposed evidences to the crimes held against, to the charges held against the former president? You rely on a book made by whoever, perhaps somebody with too much brain or with little brain, or somebody who is angry to the former president. You relied to NGO reports who are obviously against the former president. You rely to media accounts who obviously is also critics to the former president. That's the point. That's the problem, mga kababayan. Hello, ate. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. That nobody is talking. Nobody is talking because conveniently that destroys the very the supposed credibility of these individuals who are singing a false note that the former president committed these crimes. Yan yung punto. That's the problem. You were complicit of subjugating a man, an 80-year-old man, to unimaginable process, undermining a due process that should be accorded to him. His human rights is never taken into consideration, even when he's frail, even when he's medically not competent enough to deal with the process. You cannot even grant him provisionally freedom when a country already expressed willingness to host him. You disregarded all of that because you think that under Article 58 of the Rome Statute, 58B of the Rome Statute, that that he's still a flight risk, that he is still able to influence the proceeding, or he is still able to commit further crimes. How can somebody in that age can do such a thing? Diba? That's the problem. Ano? Anong ginagawa mo? Yan yung punto dyan, mga kababayan. Nobody is talking about that because conveniently, it's convenient for them na manahimik na lang tayong lahat. No, I will never be silent in the face of impunity. I will never be silent in the face of subjugating a man who I adore and love so much, because he embodies the principle that I want all of the politicians and public servants to have: the love for the country and for the marginalized, understanding what life is for an ordinary Filipino. That's what this person is. That's what this person is, mga kababayan. That's what he did to me and to millions of Filipinos who opened my eyes to the realities of our country. Totoo yan. Totoo yan actually. Yan, that's the problem. Totoo yan. Can you imagine? Even when medical practitioners, experts of their field, already made mention that indeed he is experiencing deteriorating, I don't want to use the word mental, his cognitive skills are already impaired because of the things that he has been subjugated, and also the factor of age, that he's turning 81 already on March, diba? And yet they did not even take that into account. That's the problem. Yes, Delmar Garcia, I'm afraid that they're going to confirm the charges hurled against him. I'm very afraid that they will. Oo. That's why the Tay Kami Naman campaign is so important and also relevant and timely. Why? We need to ask the Supreme Court to render its decision with respect to the pending habeas corpus petitions before the court. Why is the Supreme Court not rendering its decision in that regard? Why? Why don't you exercise your duty as magistrates, as an independent institution of our country, to render a decision of a Filipino citizen, much more, a former head of state? Why? Why can't you not do that to the man who only did nothing but to serve the Philippines and the Filipino people and to give the right governance that we badly need? Why?